Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, all, and welcome to this fortnight's installment of the IshPlusSix Podcast, the podcast series where you could discover your next favorite artist. On today's episode, I am joined by the one and only REEM. REEM is a North London-based artist who has slowly been making a name for himself within the underground scene, with a solid output in the form of hits such as Outside Freestyle, 3 AM, and his most recent track Backwards, along with his first EP Free Reem, which came out earlier this year. He is definitely someone to keep an eye on. Please all welcome REEM to the podcast. Let's go. What's going on, REEM? How's it going?
I'm cool, man. Thank you for having me, man.
You know the vibes. I'm down. I'm always down. Honestly, this recent drop that you put out, I say drop, the recent EP that you put out, crazy.
Yeah.
Free Reem, groundbreaking, bro. Honestly, these samples, we'll get into that a little bit later, but
Yeah.
talk to us about where you're coming to us from and all of that.
I was from London, man. From East, then I moved to North in like my older years. So yeah, man, it's London-based, just vibing. I can't lie, man.
100%, man. 100%. Yeah, a lot of the underground scene seem to be from North nowadays, you know?
Yeah, that's what I found when I moved up here too. It's like, oh, everybody's from like either deep North or like starting in about Tottenham and working their way up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There were a couple. There is like a little cluster in East, though, I will say, and like maybe a couple down South as well.
Yeah. I feel like the East ones, you always find the East lot together, innit? So I'll be like,
yeah,
the Newham sides, touching like Stratford type shit. But from East, I was from Hackney. So
Yeah.
like, I say like the beginning of East, if I'm right. But yeah, shout out to East lot, shout out to South lot, shout out everybody, man. Like at this point, it's London, for everybody just like a big group of friends type shit. You know what I mean?
Facts, man. It's always good to see. It's always good to see people hanging. It feels like a crossover episode when I see all these familiar faces hanging out. You know what I'm saying? It's weird.
Oh, I mean, wow, barbecue, and then like everybody was there. Fam. It was so weird. It was just like a crossover. I think Zeno called it like cinematic universe, like the London cinematic universe. And that's so funny because it's so real, fam. You see like niggas crossing over in music videos and shit, like in each other's comments. It's like, you know, it's a support-based thing, innit? So it might as well be like that.
Absolutely, man. It's always good to see people from London actually being good vibes to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But before we get too deep into it, you've seen every episode, of course. You know we always start off with a joke. Today's no different. Let's just get it out of the way before we get into the main questions and all of that. Yeah, let's just do it. All right. A horse walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, horse, why the long face?"
I feel like laughing.
Nah, that's not the end of the joke. Nah. Hold it.
My fault. All right. I'm here.
Hold it. All right. Bartender says, "Why the long face?" Horse, my boss just fired me and my kids won't talk to me, and worst of all, my wife just filed for divorce. Have you got anything to help? Bartender says, nay.
Right. Everything was funny before the punchline. Everything was fucking me up before the punchline. I can't lie.
Nah, because you know what?
I was just like, oh man, what? Nah. 0. I'm giving you 0 reams out of 5. I can't lie, bro.
0 reams out of 5?
0 reams out of 5.
What the hell does that even mean, bro? 0?
Yeah, as long as it makes sense to me, like I know what I'm saying. 0 reams out of 5 for that one.
You know, when I first read that one, I'm not gonna lie, that one had me a little bit gassed. I was like, yo, that one's kind of sick still, nay.
That's when you read it. So you still know the part.
Oh man.
I laughed though, so I lost still.
It's calm, man. It's calm. All right, let's get into the questions, into what people have come here for. Let's talk about the REEM origin story. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing the name right as well. REEM. Cool, sick. Let's talk about the REEM origin story. How did you start making music? I know that your name is actually REEM. But yeah, talk to us about how you got from where you were to where you are now, essentially.
That's a long ass story. I don't even know where to begin. You feel my name's Reem? My name's Kareem.
Kareem, yeah. Short for
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I meant.
I you know sometimes you gotta be cool in the last slide. Like no, I'm gonna tell true. So my original nickname was Remo, innit? So I was like the rap name I was going by, because that's been like my nickname. But I didn't like the fact it was 2 syllables, because it just wasn't like popping in it, like, you know what I'm saying? So when I grew up, when I started dropping music myself, I changed it to Reem. But before that, I didn't start flirting with the idea of making music until college. So I went Barnet College. I was in there, me, my one of my close friends, Mason, we were just in there and we're just like having these ideas about songs and like doing a tape and all that other stuff, right. So that was on the back burner up until the last year of uni. So from college to uni, it was just an idea of like, oh yeah, like you should rap. I had my notes page, I'd be writing, but nothing was really materializing. So my friend Zege, like one of my close friends, he started dropping music. And then he had me on 2 songs under the name Remo in it. So that was like Bang Connect. And then I did really good, like pitched it to like these A&Rs, they got us playlist in, blah, 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 blah. But we didn't keep the momentum up ourselves on our end. Type, you know what I mean? So things just happened, didn't it? So until I left uni, so December 2021 was when I dropped the first song called D&D. Then after that, went into next year. Then I spent like the first I spent the first half of the year trying to change my name from Remo to Reem. And then that's when I started dropping consistently. So I dropped Low. Then at the end of 2022, around that time, I dropped Free. And then I feel like in May, I dropped Free Reem. So this is like the first year I've been actually taking it seriously and consistently. So I just thought like, if it's not now, then it'll be never type. So it's been working out for me as well.
Yeah, facts, man, facts. And yeah, I will say I have to applaud the general sort of rollout of your music that you've been doing as of recent, because a lot of people would say that you definitely do need to build up some momentum as you go along. You know what I'm saying? So dropping a couple of tracks beforehand and then actually dropping what culminated into an entire project, that's something
Yeah.
that people would go for. I want to talk a little bit about it's interesting that you mentioned Free Reem, because I do want to talk a little bit about that project as a whole. That's what is the crux of your career at this point in time.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that project, what vibe you were going for, and also I want to talk a little bit about the album cover as well, or the EP cover as well. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I can start with the EP cover. It was I wasn't comfortable with being the center point of anything here. So in terms of like my image and my face. So the cover arts leading up to that, it was either a graphic or a picture of me and my face was blurred out, or a picture of me and you can't see my face, I'm leaning on the wall or something like that. So when it came to the EP cover, I kind of hid behind all of the people that meant something to me on the cover. So I was just like, I made it like a group effort type thing, because I wasn't comfortable standing on a cover by myself with my face. So I said, let me just put all my homies on it. So everybody on there has been friends with me from since I was like in year 6. Some of them have been friends with me since the beginning of like 2022. My sister's on there, my cousin's on there. So it's just like real deal people that like meant something to me and still do mean something to me leading up until that release. Because that was a big thing for me, especially like the trials and tribulations that led up to me even feeling comfortable to even drop that project. And then the subject matter on the project as well, leading into like some relationships, this down the third. It just meant a lot to have like all those people that were supporting me on the cover, even when it was something that wasn't really even, I couldn't even call it a hobby yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't putting anything into it, but these people that were on the cover were very much supportive of me. And it was just something nice, you know what I mean? It's a group effort type thing. That's at least how it felt for me.
Facts, man, 100%. And yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned group effort, because from what I understand, it does sound like you were essentially the main focused throughout the entire thing. What with the production tag, with the present day, present time thing. I want to talk a little bit about that actually as well. Is that your own beat tag, or is it well, I don't want to put words into your mouth. Just talk to me.
How do I describe that? That came from an anime that I was watching called Lane, and it's like one of my favorite ones. For I think I watched it when I was like early teens. Then I didn't understand it, and then it wasn't until that year of I think 2022 where I was just watching it with one of my friends, and then we were just like, okay, this is like one of our favorite things now. And then it went into the time period where I made Free, and Free is like a liquid drum and bass track, and the anime Lane is very associated to that. So when I was promoting Free, I was using Lane a lot. So in the edit on TikTok, the intro for Lane has that present day, present time thing. So then, like, due to editing, boom, 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 it came up before the drop of the song. So ever since then, people were like saying it back to me, this and the third. So then I just said, might as well just make it my whole thing. Like, might as well make it my whole
Facts.
thing. Yeah, it's stuck since then. And it's just exciting because even looking at that, originally it was just a tag. Now it's a tag that has reverb and echo. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with it next, but it's something that is very recognizable and I enjoy it. It does made a lot of sense to me, and that was enough. You know what I mean?
Facts, man. Yeah, and to be honest with you, it's hard. The present day, present time thing is cold. Is it so? Do you produce yourself, or is it other people?
Yeah, other producers, the whole everything, the whole EP Free Ream was just like picked beats just off YouTube.
100%, man. 100%. Talk to me about how you went about picking beats for Free Ream. There's definitely a bit of a shift in vibe between the EP and some of the more recent stuff that you've been putting out. So
When it came to Free Ream, I had I had another project before Free Ream in like the demo stage. So I had most of the songs recorded. I had the idea fleshed out, but I didn't really like how it sounded with just me making it basically, because I would have wanted it to be mixed better. I would have wanted it to be handled better in like the creative process that's outside of me, to the stuff that I wasn't really good at that time. So that's like the song Low, it was meant to be part of another project, which I didn't scrap. I just said, when we get more, like, I would say help. When I'm able to get more help on it, I'll come back to that. So when it came to Free Ream, a lot of the beats were watered down. They would still have depth, but most of them were just watered down to what would have been before. So when it came to picking those beats, it was very much of like, are these hard hitting bass? Is it able to carry itself? Like without me rapping on it, is the beat engaging? Is the beat able to just be something that if someone don't like my raps, they gonna like the beat? You know what I'm saying? So it was like, what can I get out of these beats and what can these beats get out of me? So I came into the mindset with that, and I wanted stuff that sounded good for the shows ultimately. So yeah, that was the whole full process behind picking the sounds for Free Ream.
that's an interesting process, honestly, because I hear a lot of producers talk about, oh, you need to leave room for the vocals, you need to leave room for the artists in the beat. But now, when you put it like that, that's an interesting and different way of thinking about it, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it was some of the beats. I think Right was produced by M Triplin. I only found that out when I went to buy the beat, because like you go on his beat stars and it has his name, everything cool. So that was like, and then the reaction that song got made sense because that's one of the highest, not highest quality, but that is one of the highest quality beats on the project, given who the producer is and given like the background of him. And you got Free, that's like I think that was a Pink's Panthers type beat. And then you got Peace had a good sample on it. 3 a.m. was hard hitting. Waste My Time was hard hitting. And Play Too Much was one of the oldest songs, but that beat was very much I would say it was very much hard hitting too. Like all the beats they were hard hitting, and that's what I wanted the most. I wanted depth and something that wasn't like flat, like in terms of like the sonic sound of it.
Last part about Free Ream, actually. Talk to me about the title Free Ream. Talk to me about that a little bit. What was your thought process when you were going about naming the project?
That came from uni. Like it really named itself. Cause I'll be in uni being like, oh, free me. Like something will happen. I'll be like, free me, man. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, so you tell me something about you, I'll be like, man, that's messed up. Free ish, man. Like it'll be like that. So then, like, my friends will say it back to me. It'd be like, oh yeah, man, free Reem. I was like, oh yeah, word, free me. And then that's how the project came about. That's how the title came. Because some of the subject matter on the project, especially songs like Peace, is a very like free me moment. Like I need to be free from like these ailments and like these ills of life right now. So that's how it came about. And it's cool to like chant it at the shows too. So I was like, oh, everybody wins, man.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And to be fair, Free Ream, I'm not gonna like that's a hard quote. Free so and so, free so and so. I might just start saying that to be
You know what I mean? Like it stinks. It's hard, isn't it?
it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Um Cool. So yeah, I noticed that in your most recent track, well, what was your most recent track outside freestyle, and I
Yeah.
guess your most recent track as well, Backwards, you've gone in sort of a different direction in comparison to the sonic theme you were focused on in Free Ream. I
Yeah.
want to ask how important it is to you to stay versatile as an artist with the stuff you put out.
That's it's very important because everything ties back to the shows for me.
Yeah.
Because I was able to do a pre-twisted show. Shout out pre-twisted lot. And I was part of a guap set. So then I was did a lot of songs from Free Ream on that set because that's the only like catalog I had at that time. So the reaction from that was like I enjoyed it, but then I thought about how I could make it better. I could make it better with a different sound incorporated into the set, which led to the sound of Outside and the sound of Backwards and the next sound for the upcoming music that's about to drop. So it was more or less simply for the shows that I wanted to build like a an engaging performance out of, and that starts with like the music and the sound.
100%, man. Yeah, that must be interesting going to a show and having to, not necessarily having to, but getting to see the reactions of people to your music and what kind of vibes work and how they react to certain other vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because a couple times my friend Kemi, he would take me to shows and he'll be like, "Oh, you're gonna perform." And then that time it was out of a rotation between low and free. So low would get a good reaction because of the hook, and free would get a good reaction because of the hook, but also the energy of the beat and how fast it is. So when it came time to the pre-twisted show, that was the first time I performed a set by myself. So I'm trying to like with the understanding I have about these shows, 'cause I be going shows, understanding I have about music, I was like looking at my catalog and being like, what is the best I can do? So I didn't do songs like Play Too Much because I felt like that song was too long. It's like 3 minutes. I ain't rapping for 3 minutes. So then
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because even though I like the song, it's not dragging to me, but it's something like it's not really in the song itself. It's not really versatile. Like it's not having a big hook or something that's grand at the end or something like a beat change. So the engagement of it is something that may not translate well at a show. As a good song as a whole, but probably not for a show. So with that understanding, leaving that set, I was just like, okay, I know what I want to do next. I want to do something that like you will enjoy the show if you don't know the lyrics because you will just simply like the sound. And then that's what came with Outside and the most recent one, Backwards, and what's coming up next. It's just like that whole idea of about looking at what Free Ream set the foundation for, which was a lot of vibes and a lot of vibes and a lot of people just chilling and rapping along with me. To Backwards and Outside, which gets people, I would say, moving.
100%, man. And yeah, do you know what? That's an interesting point you made about the whole you can't rap for 3 minutes because I will say time definitely runs differently for you as an artist on the stage as opposed to the people on, in the floor in standing area. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be there stood sometimes, and these men will be on stage, right? Like, I was at some show last year, and the amount of openers that this artist had, it was probably only like 25, half an hour of openers, but it felt like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was time runs differently down there. It's weird.
No, like when I was on, I think, because obviously when I watch my friends perform, I know the songs, but I was just be out there and I'm just like, damn, man, like it didn't feel like this when we're in the sound check. Like it didn't feel like this when I was listening to it on the way here. Like, so when I'm on stage, I'm very much, not even when I'm on stage, but when I'm doing a set list and so on and so forth, I'm very conscious of that. I'm just like, what flows well, what is engaging, and what isn't, I would say, not boring, but that's simply what's engaging. Like what's engaging, what will get them involved, and all the other stuff there, just for a better experience overall for everybody.
Exactly, man. I want to talk a little bit about so we mentioned you being versatile as an artist. I also want to talk a little bit about about outside freestyle as a whole.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the ad libs on that track. That is what has stuck out to me.
That's funny.
That has stuck out to me, and the ad libs just on a couple of tracks, apart outside of outside freestyle as well. It was crazy. It was iconic. I want to talk about how you get in your creative zone when writing to the point where you can come up with stuff like that. Even the crows in the background of Backwards, that's insane to me. I've never heard crows giving an ad lib in a track before. Do you realize how mad that? Talk to me. Talk to me.
When it came to like outside, when it came to like the creative process as a whole, when I was younger, I was so serious when it came to rapping. Like I was trying to cram many syllables in there, but without sounding like lyrical miracle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was trying to sound like El Sweatshirt and them, Vince Staples and them. So when I I could say everything started shifting after uni. So when I came back from uni, I made a dumb song. It's a dumb song. It was just like I had about bare meme references in there, and then that broke down my perception of what I can do, and it just made me take it more light, and it's more and like, cause that was fun for me just to like not trying to be someone else, but really just like incorporating how I am and keeping it as real as possible on this song, innit? So when it comes to like everything now, literally after that, every bar, every ad lib is just literally some shit I would probably saying at that time period. So when it came to like the O's and shit, it ended up being a thing in the group. Like we just be saying oh and all that stuff now. So when it came to free ream, I feel like not even free ream. When it came to outside, I feel like I had that ad lib in my head to sound like an audience, but I didn't know how to like incorporate it. So I was just like, I want to see what I could do. And then with that song, I really freestyled a lot of it. I had about 2, 3 bars that were like old, just lying around, but everything was just glued together by a freestyle, more or less. So it was just like, this shit's funny. I'm gonna make some shit that's funny. I can't lie. And you like, and it stuck. And then the crows on Backwards, that was already there. I didn't even notice it.
Oh, swear.
I gotta be, I didn't notice that shit. It wasn't until like one of my homies, she heard it. She was like, why you like, what's the crows in your thing? I was just like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Everybody started jumping me about the crows. I was like, what? It's hard though. It's hard though.
It is hard, bro. Not gonna lie.
So then after that, around like even for what's coming up next, I just kept it as ream as possible. I can't lie. Like it's just everything that's made sense to me, certain like references, certain bars, certain ad libs, and it's fun to just create your own world, like with intent. You know what I mean? Like this is who I am. I don't mind projecting myself this way to you guys because it's easier to be that way than having to like do a 180 as soon as I step off stage or step off the mic. You know what I mean? So let's keep it me, and that's where everything really comes from.
100%, man. So I guess your creative zone isn't necessarily a zone itself, but it's more your entire self, I guess.
Yeah, like I would say it's just my environment including like myself, because The bro could say something crazy, I'll put that on the song. The homie can say something crazy, I'll put that in the song. I could say something crazy, I'll put that in the song. Like, and like the lives that we be living, it's just everything just be inspirational and it's just be fun. It's just about you, the inspiration is gonna be there. So I'd rather just do what I find entertaining and find fun to me instead of like feeling like my well is dry, so I can't even write or I can't even like make a hook or something like that. Just like anything that comes to me, I'm gonna try execute it. And there's more time. It seems to be funny. I can't lie.
100%, man. Yeah, that I don't think you understand how much those crows in the background spun me when I first heard that. It was it was just man, it was unexpected, but it just fit perfectly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even when I rapped on it, I was because I usually don't like beats that are doing too much, but that be slapped. That be slapped. I can't lie. So when I heard it back and people started pointing out the crows, I was just like, damn, like how did I actually miss that? Because it wasn't even a thing for me. I can't lie.
100%, man. Yeah, it's I love when beats have little Easter eggs in them that just don't stick out, but if you really listen, you're like, bro, was that like friggin' Mario Badung coin in the
Yeah,
background or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Hearing you. That's funny.
Um, cool. So I want to talk a little bit, going a bit more into your past. I want to talk a little bit about your history in working on production sets, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, production sets. Yeah, I was
Yes.
more or less uni. 'Cause I studied media production.
Yes.
Everything was just throughout my course. So up until I'd say midway through second year was when COVID hit. So that kind of like ran its course more or less. But I was as if we had a if because most of the stuff are group projects and practical. My course is very much practical, not really theory. So yeah, I was on set, man. I was doing audio, so I was like boom pole and like taking it in, recording the audio on set and then editing. So yeah, I was on production set, but nothing outside of uni. I haven't you really used my course unless it's like small editing for like a cover art or something like that. That's all it's really been.
100%, man. Yeah. I suppose, do you know what? That kind of answers my question actually about how you see yourself incorporating aspects of that into your future work.
Mm.
I mean, would you say that there's anything else aside from, cover art and that kind of thing? I know you haven't put out any visuals for any of your tracks as of yet. I hope I'm
Yeah,
correct, but
you're
but yeah, how do you see yourself incorporating, certain aspects of that sector into maybe visuals, maybe future projects, ideas, that kind of thing in the future?
um one of the first things I got told about translating my course into, especially the stuff I want to do, is that I know how much things cost. So you can't like tell me this thing costs like a K to shoot a video when like I was using that equipment in uni and I could tell you how much it costs. Like you're trying to bump me type shit. That's the first thing I got told. So then after that, it became to like understanding and being realistic with certain ideas and certain things we wanted to execute. 'Cause I could look at I forgot what they're called, but like a plan for a video shoot. I forgot what it's called.
It's like
And then I could be like,
storyboard, is it, or something
yeah,
else?
a treatment. I could look at a treatment for a video and I could be like, oh yeah, this is tangible. Like we could do this. That is minor. Or I could tell you like you're trying to do this with £200, you're bugging. Like it's not really like that. And then it's just about the actual professional side of the creative process for the videos, cover art, or whatever that needs to be executed. I feel like my course really allowed me to just be thinking outside the box and cut out the middleman when it comes to that. So I know where I could go rent a camera. I know that I would probably need to scout a location to shoot and all that other stuff there. But the fact that I can do that myself, given my course, is the most valuable thing I have. I don't need no one else to do that. It's just I just haven't done it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see yourself shooting visuals and that kind of thing for this next wave of content you'll be putting out?
Yeah, I do, because everything about right now is just looking the part more or less. So like the tape did really good. Free Ream had a lot of stuff that when you look at the tape, it's like, cool, this is a person that's good at music, I would say. But you can't tell if I'm taking it seriously yet because I don't really have like my face on it. I'm not really pushing like that, blah, blah, blah. So when it came to like what I didn't do for Free Ream, it's like, cool. So we're gonna do that for the next thing, which is like videos, which is like being more of a figure for my art. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, yeah.
Absolutely, man. Do you see yourself like putting your face in this kind of stuff? So being all, up in the camera and that kind of thing, or is it more just again, like sort of shadowy figure in the background kind of situation? I don't know. What kind of vibe do you see yourself going for?
I'm prepared with putting my face on the stuff now, because that's what started happening on Twitter when I started posting up the snippet videos.
Yeah.
Usually it'll be like a screen recording from a YouTube video that correlates with the song that has nothing to do with me, and I'll put it up. But since it's been my face more time than anything, it's been able to get more engagement, and it's been able to just like be taken more seriously because I'm standing on and standing by what I'm making. I can't really be hiding from the stuff I'm trying to put out anymore.
I do also want to talk a little bit more about your recent track, Backwards. I want to talk about some of the themes you explored in there. The lyric 3 meters backwards sort of repeating throughout the entire thing. Talk to me about the meaning behind. Is there a deeper meaning behind that? Is it just something that was in your head at the time? Talk to me about that.
It's coming from the concept of ending Free Ream. So Backwards is going to be like the intro track. I wasn't meant to drop it, but the reception it gained from the snippet, I was like, word, like I'm gonna drop it. So that's the intro track for the next project. So coming off the idea of Free Ream, like I'm still in like not in the same spot, but I more or less feel in the same spot of like, cool, like we're not done saying free me yet. Like it's still free me till it's backwards, isn't it? So that's where it came from. And I really thought that as a hook for an intro, music wise, it really made sense to me. Like I was really fucking with that idea. So I just let it fly. I can't lie. And when I found the beat to go with it, I was like, yeah, this is perfect. And then the verses came after.
Oh, wait, sorry. So it's free me till it's backwards. That's the line. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was 3 meters backwards. Okay, it makes sense.
3 meters backwards.
I was like, what? Like three? I was like 3 meters, like moving back. Like, what does that mean? But yeah, nah, 3 meters. Okay. Now it makes so much more sense contextually. That's
no, man, now you can go listen to it again. Like you're like, what? Like it's cold. Yeah,
exactly. I was listening to it thinking, what does he mean by that? Like,
that's such a genuine question as well. Like, this don't make no sense. Like no,
what? He's moving 3 meters back. What's that? What's 3 meters behind him? Like, who's behind him? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's funny. That was real. But yeah, then the verse and stuff came after that, and I was just like, as an intro track, I was really happy with it, man.
Like, when you'll be listening to a song for years on end, and you'll think to yourself, like, yeah, this guy's talking about, like, what's a good example? Like, Get Lucky by Pharrell, for the longest time, I thought he was talking about Mexican Ducky. We're up all night, Mexican Ducky. You know what I'm saying?
It's Mexican Ducky.
Yes. For the longest time, I thought he was talking about some Mexican Duckies, bro. The whole time he's talking about we're up all night to get lucky. So, it's just...
Bro. That says a lot. I ain't gonna hold you. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I was listening to because bro, I know I'm not the only one who thought this, all right?
So that made sense to you. So that's your whole thing. Like that was right to you.
Bro, I was like 12 at the time. Like, what did you want me to do?
No. My fault. I was, you're a 12-year-old, yeah. You feel that's like, yeah, this whole thing, like this makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I guess he just likes, I don't know, Mexican ducks or something. Like, what is it?
Get lucky to Mexican duckies. Imagine you on a game show, yeah. You had about you had about 10K, and that's the final question, bro.
Man
You'd be like,
said
Kentucky's.
for 10, you just get like Philip Schofield on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where he's like, Ish, for £10,000.
Word.
The what's it? The hook line in Get Lucky by Pharrell was, and I'm like, hey, we're up Mexican Ducky, fam. Come on, run me my pee.
I have to leave the country. That's hilarious. Mexican Ducky is funny.
Bro, I promise you, I couldn't have my people in the crowd either. I couldn't have like my girl, my kids in the crowd.
They don't the game shows too. They don't even be like, you're gonna leave with this. You just leave with nothing, bro. Of Mexican, I ain't gonna flame you about it no more. I'm gonna let you that. My fault.
Whoa, come on! Don't act like you've never had something similar happen to you. Like, surely you've had lyrics similar to that. Like,
I have, but I can't think of any right now. Do you know what I mean? I can't think of it right now. But none has been as bad as Mexican Ducky. I can't lie.
Fairs, man.
That's crazy.
Fairs, man. Okay, so I do know that you have an interest in anime. Obviously you mentioned Lane, was it at the beginning?
Yeah,
Lane. I know that you have an interest in others such as, Evangelion, Perfect Blue, some of the vintage ones. Can you talk to me about hey man, I be researching in it. It's just
no, wait. That Perfect Blue, yeah. Neon Genesis, I hear it like fairs. A nigga tweets, isn't it? But the Perfect Blue one, I was like, whoa.
it's a classic, fam. It's a classic anime. What can I say? But
that's funny. When they came to like even Neon Genesis, I put a Neon Genesis thing on Peace. The ending of Peace, where like the congratulations and the applause, it comes from the final episode of Neon Genesis, and I was just like, yeah, man. I don't know why I like that show. I just thought of it heavy when I was growing up, and it's just like been very like cultural to me. Like I try to show it to everybody that I don't think would judge me. Maybe I feel like you're gonna judge me. I ain't gonna show you because it gets weird, isn't it? But
it's
like,
abstract near the end. I'm not gonna lie, it gets
fever dream type beat. You know what I'm saying? So like I just enjoy because like I was saying before, just keeping it ream. Those are aspects of me that I would say pivotal to the point where I could incorporate with my music and to the point it makes sense. Because a lot of people are just like, oh, the congratulations and even the canvas on Spotify is from the episode. So a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, like it really fit, like da 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 da. And I was just like, oh yeah, because like I'd built it around that scene, I would say, like the song basically. Especially being the last one on the tape and the way the present day, present time comes in at the end. It was just like, yeah, there's a good outro for it.
Facts, man, 100%. And yeah, Neon Gen is definitely it gets heavy, man. Honestly, it gets like the couple of episodes where it's just him talking to himself, asking himself a bunch of existential.
I want to make music that sounds like that. That's the next thing, to make like a project that could like sound like my man just in a white room by himself and like those type of like questions and all that stuff. That's what I look forward to doing, like probably like next or whatever.
100%, man. Honestly, yeah. There's this one artist called, I don't know if you've heard of Kilo Quiche. She's you've heard of her, yeah. She's on top of that. Like that's her bag for real.
Abstract. I mean, yeah, I follow Kilo Quiche. She cool.
Yeah, for real, man. Cool. But yeah, my question just in general was more on what your current rotation is in terms of anime and what would be at the top of your list. Like the couple that would be at the top of your list.
I don't even know what my current rotation is. I'm trying to think. I don't think I watched anime in a minute. That's a good question. Right now, I don't think there's anything right now. I'm trying to give you an answer, innit? I don't think there's anything right now. But did you see like something at the top of my list?
Yeah, the couple that, because obviously no one has a one that's like a definitive, well, a couple of people might, but
Yeah. For me,
just the ones that come to your head, I guess.
It'll be Neon Genesis, Berserk, and Fooly Cooley. Those three. Yeah.
What was that last one? What was the?
It's called Fooly Cooley. It's by the same, I'll say the same production company as Neon Genesis. So, but it's like a whole different shift. Like it's not serious at all. It's just vibes. And I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it. It's just like even now I'm trying to incorporate that into the music. I can't lie, like cover art wise and like stuff that like full visuals and stuff. It's like just really bright, powerful, and I enjoy the music in it as well. So like them three would be my top three.
Facts, man. Yeah, I honestly, that's an interesting point you put across because I don't really, I do think about music in anime sometimes. The one that sticks out to me the most is definitely Berserk, though. I will say that
Yeah,
either Berserk or more recently Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan's music
it's
is out of this
crazy.
world, fam.
That sounds crazy. It's scary, fam. I ain't gonna hold you. Never like
Honestly,
chill moment in that show, bro. It's just like as soon as you hear the vocals coming in, just like, oh word. So like 10 of you are dying. It's like
it's
how does
it's
it be, fam?
oh facts. People just wake up and it's just arms from when they wake up to when they go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, shout out that show though. Shout out the music. All the music in like anime was just cause teaching me like depth, I would say. Cause like it's layered and there's always I would say like live instrumentation in it, more or less. And I'm just like, yeah, like nothing comes out of that craft sounding shit. You know what I mean? Like none of the music ever comes out sounding like it wasn't produced well or it wasn't accompanying the scene properly. So it just really taught me how to move whoever's listening to you. And that's some of the things I aim for, just like move people when it comes to like whatever I'm making.
100%, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's so real, man. And honestly, yeah, especially with stuff like Attack on Titan and Berserk as well. And you mentioned Attack on Titan being scary. I promise you, I could never see a Titan just outside, just walking down the street. I
Bro, like what do you do, fam?
I don't know what I would do. I
I'd
heard
handle
you'd handle it. All right, talk to me. Talk
like
to me,
what else?
bro. How are you gonna handle a friggin' 10-meter tall giant walking towards you, looking like you like your lunch, looking at you like your lunch?
I just empathize, isn't it? I'll just be like, I get it. Like, it's fine. Like, I just handle it. Like, I ask guys, no one's tried to speak to them. It's just straight arms, like it's misunderstood, fam.
You know what? That's
Like,
facts.
alternative. Just give an alternative, fam. Just be like, just go, like, just be a vegetarian. You're the same size as these trees. Just eat the trees, fam. Look how the giraffes be doing it. You know what I mean? Like, we're not giraffes don't be trying to fuck us up. They do, but like they're not really like out here trying to like eat us like the Titans be. You know what I'm saying? So like, just be like the giraffes, man. And then boom, psh, peace. You're welcome, fam.
Reem for president, man. That's what it is.
Free Reem for president, man. That's a campaign and a half, man.
Facts. That's your next rollout right there. Reem for
Yeah.
president. That's
I'm actually thinking what should the next thing be? Because there's always like not a gimmick, but there's always like something I be saying in it. Right now it's rookie of the year. So I'm gonna run around saying that shit for a minute. But then yeah, after that, Reem for president, Reem for prime minister, fam.
yeah, man. All right, cool. I only have a couple more questions before I let you go on your way. Reem, I want to know what we can expect next from you, both in the short term and also the long term. So up until the end of this year, I guess, for short term, and then going into next year, and then maybe into 2025 as well for long term.
Um, coming out short term, it's just more music. It's probably gonna be a project, more or less than anything. That's what I've been trying to wrap up recently. Um, a lot of a lot of work coming out from myself and my peers. It seems like coming out the short term and long term, just different sounds. I don't want to be. I don't want people to expect like um the same thing over and over again. I want people to be open to like what I could bring out and what anything else, because I haven't even tapped into majority of my influences yet, or the sounds that I like to hear myself. So it's like for the long term, just expect to just different type of music coming from myself, but still a good quality and a high quality and just growth as a whole.
Absolutely, man. 100%. So my final question before I let you go on your way, Reem. You are heard by everyone on earth for 10 seconds. What do you say? And I ask this
10
question to everyone.
seconds. Oof, that's what can I say in 10 seconds? That's crazy. Everyone on earth is like right now.
Yes, yeah, right now. 10 seconds.
Wait, I need to think. That's crazy. What would you say?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you know how much I've never been asked that before. Do you know how many people I've asked this question to and I've never been asked?
So you're not even prepared?
I've never thought about it. I've been thinking about all sorts. I've never thought about that.
10 seconds. So are they all gonna understand me? Like they all speaking the same language? Like
yeah. They'll all understand you. Yeah, somehow they'll all understand.
I can't lie, bro.
You can have time to think about it. It's calm. Everyone gets time to think.
I'm obviously sound motivational, innit? I told them like, just like, I don't know how to word it in 10 seconds, innit? But it'll be along the lines of just like, do what you have to do and what you want to do, innit? So like, when it's all said and done, you're not regretting nothing, innit? Like, you could, like, even if you failed with what you wanted to do, at least you know you gave it a shot type shit. You know what I mean? And like, just be yourself and try and make money off being yourself. You know what I mean? Like why not? That's the easiest thing you can do. That's the most genuine thing you can do. And stop all the beefing, man. That's dumb, nigga. Just make jokes. Like that's what will be incorporated into my 10 seconds.
Facts, man. Do you know what? I feel that as well. I don't know what I would say. I'd probably try to say something really poignant or what's the word? Something that makes people think, I guess. Something along the lines of like, I don't know. Essentially what it boils down to is just be aware of what other people may be going through or something like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably try and push people in the direction of my own content as well. Like, oh, by the way, there's this guy.
I was thinking that too. Like, can I profit of this?
Hey, man, it's 8 billion years, like 14 billion, 16
this,
billion years even. So
that's crazy. I was trying to say something profound, innit? Try to start like, like I was scared I might say something crazy, start a war, fam. Hey, personally, I say a random country, I wouldn't have that. Exactly. Then my test are just done. My test are just done, fam.
That's it. It's curtains for Earth, fam. That's basically.
I mean, I pull out something from like the 80s. I'm like, hey, you still didn't get your lip back. 10 seconds, done. Right. Reset war, fam. That's not my thing, though. I wouldn't do that. I'll think about it. I would.
Exactly, man. Cool. So, okay, do you know what? I think that might be a good place to end off this episode, actually. I'm trying to think if there was anything else to add. I don't know. It'd probably just be try to motivate people to be better. And also there's this cool guy called Ish. Check him out. That's it.
Do it.
But yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Reem, do you have anything else you'd like to actually? Yeah, I'll do the closer and then. All right. Listeners of the IshPlusSix podcast, watchers, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you all go check out Reem's most recent track, available on all platforms, Backwards, and also Outside Freestyle. It's everywhere. Go check it out. Reem, do you have anything you'd like to say before we close off?
Shout out Ish, man, having me on here. Appreciate it. Shout out everybody that's tuned in. Shout out the supporters. Shout out my homies. Shout out everybody. And, want to see everybody soon still.
Reem, thank you so much for being on this episode. Listeners, keep it real. And I will see you later. Alligators.